Welcome to day 89 of the 100-line Last Defense Academy. We are currently on the 14th day here of Shizuhara's route. That seems to be the real true ending route of this game. So, let us see what happens in it. We still have 11 more days and plenty of endings since we have the joke endings that I didn't do yet. As well as the serial killer ending that I haven't done. Well, I guess it's the mystery ending, just because we did the serial killer ending, kinda. I just sat there in the corner of my room, I hugged my knees and curled up tight, wishing I could disappear while the time continued to flow around me. I could hear voices outside, my friends chattering and laughing. The sound cut into me like a knife. In another timeline, I'd be the one to steal that laughter from them, however. Forever. Not however. Although I guess however also works. At some point, my room started to get dark. The sun must be going down downstairs outside. Darkness seemed to trickle in until it filled the space completely. Lying there in the same position for so long, I've lost all sensation, all awareness of my body. It didn't even feel like my body anymore. It was like my soul had come loose and I was staring down at my physical form from above. My visitor came in a little while after. How long are you going to stay like this? Everyone's worried about you. They think you're sick. Well, I'm telling them you were. Anyways, I couldn't exactly tell them you were feeling guilty about things another version of you did in an alternate reality. What do you want, Hiroku? I'm not here because I want to be. Others just sent me here to ask you something. Ask me what? Tomorrow's day 15. That means there's another attack coming. They want to know if you'll be joining the battle. Or are you going to abandon them? Are you going to betray them? Do you just not care if they all get killed? They've already been killed. I killed them myself. All of them, one after another. All of them dead because of me. So I just can't... I can't do this more. I don't care. Just let whatever happens, happens. I really can't do anything. Hiroku continued to stare at me. There was a different look in her eyes now. There was no pity, only contempt. When she spoke, her voice sounded hoarse, like she was holding back some strong emotion. I'm disappointed in you. Did what you told me in day 10 mean nothing? You told me we could all make a future we deserve together. What happened to all of us reaching day 100 with a smile? Maybe that's what convinced me to tell you everything. I feel like this time life could be different. It was the first time in 146 loops anyone's ever said anything like that to me. I really thought there was something special about this timeline, about you. I thought you might be the one to finally break us out of this never-ending hell. And now you're giving up? Just like that? How could you? She clenched her fist. Look in her eyes changed again. Now she's glaring at me with pure, undisguised animosity. You weakling, you sniveling coward. You think you get to give up above ground for the rest of your life? Who do you think you are? Osamu Dazai? Who the fuck is that guy? Osamu Dazai. Okay, he's a very popular author who created The Setting Sun, No Longer Human. He became in politics. He had a controversial memoir. The Setting Sun, heavy drinker, became an alcoholic. And then he tried writing a book called Goodbye, and then probably died. Maybe suicide. No, you're worse than that. You're like a mech pilot going crazy for being synced with this navigation system, or a pseudo or passier emo band hand girl bandaging her wrist just to fit in. You that killed everyone was a completely different person in a different timeline. He wasn't even in control when he did it. Get a hold of yourself already. Don't you realize how much danger you're putting everyone in by wallowing like this? If anything, it's going to get them killed. It's your own negativity and self-loathing. You're sure as hell not going to protect anyone the way you are now. If you're going to allow others to protect you while doing nothing in return, you might as well be signing their death warrants yourself. You're going to get everyone killed, and you're doing it of your own free will this time. That's a complete betrayal of everything you believe in. What happened to all of us reaching day 100 with a smile? What happened to creating a future where we could all be happy? I've tried everything I can think of, and nothing's worked. I can't do this alone. I need your help. You, Takumi Sumino. You're the only one who can save us. For a moment, neither of us said anything. Shizuhara's shoulders were shaking, and she was breathing heavily. Her quick, shallow panting was the only thing breaking the silence. But eventually, even that sound became quieter. I guess that's it. I can't count on you for anything. Not in this loop or the next or the one after. Never again. Hiruko turned and left the room. While she was talking, something had started to well inside me. Now a wild, raging energy was surging through me. I couldn't let it end like this. I didn't know what I was going to do. But the feeling inside me was getting stronger and stronger, and I had to go somewhere. Before I knew it, I got to my feet and rushed out the door. Hiruko, wait. She turned around. She looked so sad, so tired, but I looked her dead in the eye and let everything I was feeling come pouring out. I did what I said back then, and I still feel the same. I want to create a future where we can all be happy, not just for day 100, but 101, 102, and all the days after. Right now, I want that more than ever. Those memories, the knowledge of the other timelines, they show me just how important that is. So I'll fight, not just against the invaders or my own weakness, but an enemy even greater than that too. I'll fight against the cruel destiny that's been pushed onto us. A light breeze blew across the roof, ruffling Hiruko's hair. He took a straight lock behind her hair and spoke, looking a little more hopeful than before. What are her chances of pulling that off? Isn't it obvious? I have absolutely no idea. What? The future is an open book. That's how it's always been. And I want to create a totally new future. There's no telling what might happen. But even so, I'll still fight. I'll fight with everything I have. I'll fight to protect you and the others and to create a future where no one has to die. You and I are getting out of this loop. Let's reach out and grab our future. I won't let it stay out of reach anymore. I raised my arm and extended towards the satellite. Hiruko did the same. It's still hundreds of thousands of miles away, solemnly shimmering in the night sky. But somehow, just reach out and grab it, huh? Yeah. Both of us together? That's right. You really think we can do it? Oh no, but I'll do anything to make that happen. Anything? Yeah. You said anything? Yeah, I did. Hiruko let her hand drop to her side. Alright, in that case, starting tomorrow, you're going to be my servant. What? You said you'd do anything. Naturally, that includes being my slave, doesn't it? Hold on, that's not exactly what I meant. I'll be counting on you to get me out of this loop. Yeah, of course, but the servant thing is... Silence, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. I need to rest up for the battle tomorrow. Well, good night. She gave me a wicked grin before going back to her room, and as I watched her go, I noticed a newfound spring in her step. I, on the other hand, suddenly felt uneasy. I doubted I'd sleep well tonight. Early the next morning, I woke Hiroko up and convinced her to join me in the courtyard. What are we doing out here at this hour? The enemy's going to attack during the morning announcement. But before that, I need to ask you something. What is it? It's about VXS, the Supreme Commander. In the last two battles, you basically told everyone to ignore her. He had us focus on the regular commanders instead. You want to know why? It's simple enough. It's because she isn't as much of a threat in this timeline. Why not? In most, though not all, other timelines, she starts swerving cryptoglobin like we do. It's a decision she comes while listening in on our communications in her hoodie guys on day 7. She also finds out about you coming from the future, intercepting a conversation between you and Survey. That's why she puts it all together. The reason both sides suddenly got stronger is because of you absorbing so much cryptoglobin during your first cycle. Knowing that, she decides to do the same, breaking her religion's greatest taboo. But none of that has happened in this timeline, because you didn't mention time travel in the battle on day 7. Not that you would, having decided to keep it a secret from everyone. Now, VXS doesn't know you've come from the future, or just how much power can be gained by taking it from the others. Do you understand what that means? Yeah, she's still following the teachings and not absorbing cryptoglobin. Not in this timeline, anyways. It didn't make sense. That must be why she didn't drain Pakron after we defeated her. But that doesn't mean she's not a threat at all, doesn't it? Of course not. Ideally, I'd like to put an end to her in today's battle. How are we going to do that? We have a new weapon, Saray and Nego created. It's what we usually use on day 15. Alright, but it's also usually unfinished. What do you think I've been doing while you've been moping these last 2 days? I've been out gathering materials. I know the ruins so well by now, it barely took me any time at all. The bomb is 100% complete. That includes the detonator. Nobody will have to die setting it off. That was good news, but I still felt pretty guilty about it. Hiruko has been out there working so hard, and I had done a single thing to help. Oh, well, sorry. Don't worry about it. You can lick my boots clean to apologize. And this bomb is also a lot more powerful than the past versions. I gave Suri and Nego some pointers to improve it, so we're going to hit VXS with that today? That's right. We're going to make this bitchy soul out of her. Hiruko's eyes glinted viciously behind her glasses. Then we heard the morning announcement over the PA system. There we go. There's the alarm. There's the invaders. Right on schedule. Okay, here it goes. When we got to the war room, everyone else was already there. You're late. Where have you guys been? I bet they were off making babies somewhere. What? Such indecency. Do you two think of nothing else? We weren't doing anything like that. Didn't Suri and Nego tell us the invaders would attack early in the day? My dear brother and I were waiting here for almost an hour before the alarm went off. Hey, they're here now. That's what counts. Do we have a read on them, me? Suri nodded and pointed to the monitor with a stick. That's Valaguruz Scarzo and Shanshin, right? Apparently the others knew about the commanders we'd be facing. Hiruko probably told Surrey to go so they could brief the rest of the team. He said these two could combine their bodies together, just like Takumi and Hiruko saw as a battle simulation to better understand our enemy's moves. Neither of us replied. It'd take way too long to start clearing up that misunderstanding now. Come on, let's get out there and start killing. How's the Revive-matic looking, though? Don't you worry about a thing. It's all fixed up and ready to go. If you die, you'll be brought back as good as new, including all your memories, of course. So go ahead and die all you want. Just try to leave someone alive to defend the school. Yeah, let's do this. Special Defense Unit, move out. Yep, of course I skipped the battle. Oh, that wasn't hard at all. That's probably because the commanders haven't arrived yet. I think they're here. Look over there. I think they're here. Look over there. I am Pagron, or whatever his name is. Yeah, we know your names already. We've got a neat little intelligence network of our own, you know. Everyone seemed pretty confident, but I suddenly remembered how this went the first time around. I sidled up to Hiruko and tried to talk to her without attracting attention. Hey, Yugumu hasn't made his special drug this timeline, has he? The one he used to defeat Shanshin of his first round? No, he hasn't. He hasn't extracted any commander DNA to make it with. Why didn't you say anything? We could have used mushrooms before we killed him. Why didn't you say anything? I don't remember anything about the first cycle battle with Shanshin. She's right, of course. Hiruko was already dead at that point, killed by Edo. I hadn't thought about taking the DNA from Mother. That was on me. But I expected we'd need to face Shanshin as early as day 15. Alright, almost forgot about the whole combining thing. Just being able to merge together like that. I'm so freaking jealous. Of what? It's better if you don't ask this on me. Of course, guys. We can still win this even without the drug. The drug? Never mind, just fight. Did it always look like that? I feel like they look stronger this time. I'm sorry, my darling. I couldn't protect you. And here, I made a vow to keep our family safe. I'm a liar and a fool. Don't say that, my love. You're a hero. You fought valiantly for me, for everyone. My only regret is our little warrior will be left to fend for himself. He'll be fine even if we're not there for him. He's strong. He is your son, after all. Can we not talk about your kids right now? It's making it really hard for me to work in dirty jokes. At any rate, that means victory is ours, yes? But don't forget what Suri told us. There's going to be another one. The words were barely out of Moko's mouth when the other one showed her so. There she was, Supreme Commander of the Exodus. How disappointing. I thought you were stronger than this. Or did you lose on purpose so I could take your prey for myself? As she spoke, a change started to come over VX's body. Okay, game crashed. Interesting. Okay, when was the last save? Probably day of, right? What does it save during the battle? Nope, it does not. Okay, let's hope it doesn't crash again. Okay. When condition annihilate all enemies, skip the battle, please. Please, please. It's too fast on the draw on that one. I'm pressing both escape and X right now to see what will happen. So that's our battle form. We learned a little about it from the intel we got, but it's still pretty gross looking, isn't it? Okie dokie, time to get killing. I guess we're doing this. Wait, there's no need for us to fight her directly. Sir, Inigo, is everything ready? You bet we can fire it on at any time. Get back from inside the school post haste. It's time to use the new weapon, huh? Wait, new weapon? You never told us nothing about that. Everyone looked confused. Obviously, Sir Inigo and Hiruko hadn't felt it necessary to tell them about the bomb. There's no time to talk. We'll explain. Trust me, guys. Just get out of here. The others responded to my order and ran back towards the school. Hiruko and I brought up the rear. Once we were all inside, I turned back and saw VX walking slowly across the battlefield. It was now over. We're in. Fire when ready. Gotcha. Here we go. Undying fire bomb. Fire. She doesn't even try to stop it or anything. That's where troops, you did great out there. The credit for the final blow has to go to us and Miss Shizuhara, of course. That's right, we couldn't have done it if you hadn't got those materials for us, Shizuhara. We are truly grateful. Seriously though, Hiruko, you could have told us we had something like that up our sleeves. Yeah, there was no time to butter your lips. The expression is button your lip. If we'd known, we could have helped you get the materials you needed. Why do you keep it secret all this time? Let's just say I had my reasons. So Vixis actually bit the big one. She's really gone now. She's gotta be. Exposure that strong would have blown her to smithereens. It's true she disappeared without a trace when the dust cleared, but since there's no body, there's a chance she could have survived somehow. Come think of it, that did happen in other timelines. Even after getting caught in the undying flame bomb's blast, Vixis came back to fight another day. I glanced over at Hiruko. She was resting her finger on her glasses, a distant look in her eyes, like her thoughts were elsewhere. No use think about what ifs now. I say we enjoy this victory high while it lasts. I'm down for that. We gotta take our wins where we can. Then is it time for the usual? I think so. 1, 2. Yeah. Never lose. You have a special defense unit. Fight on. So will we be having a party this time? We don't have the budget for that. This is a military academy, not some hedonist tech startup. Alas. And so our post-battle meeting ended without any further discussion. Tired but satisfied that we'd done a good job, we went back to our rooms to rest. That night, a little while after dinner, I made my way to Hiruko's room. Shizuhara. Well, my shoes are already clean. I'm not here to look your boots, Hiruko. What do you want? My sofa and desk chair aren't broken. I didn't come here so you could sit on me either. I want to ask you something. You said you'd be counting on me to get us out of this loop. Let's get into the details. What exactly I'm going to have to do. Good question. First of all, we'll need to figure out an actual method of leaving the loop. We can consider that our objective for now, if you want, but it's not going to be easy. You can't try anything that comes to mind and hope it'll work. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience. What should we do then? Don't get ahead of yourself. There's something else we have to deal with first. Something else? Tomorrow night, while we're leaping to this timeline. Hiruko took out her device and showed me the timeline diagram again. This one. I call it the Killer Zombie branch. It's an upstream from the serial killer and zombie branches, hence Killer Zombie. You mean? Yes, the timeline where you became a serial killer. Tomorrow, we're going there. And we're changing history. After breakfast, I headed back to my room to think about our next move. Hiruko said we changed history together. That still gives me most of the day to do other stuff. Maybe I'll head back to my room, then hang out with someone else for a while. Yep, just keep feeding him books. Eventually, he'll read. Eventually, he'll be max spawned, so we won't have to worry about anything anymore. bond up. Getting mixed up in this war and having my righteous eyes exposed.
僕のこの正しい目についてもバレちゃって。ああ、おかげで僕の将来設計も台無しだよ。政治家になるために必死で勉強してたんだけどな。もちろん東京団地のトップになって醜い人類を抹殺するためにね。この正しい目に選ばれた以上、僕は正しいことをしなくちゃいけないからね。ねえ、匠くん、気が変わったらいつでも言ってね。人類を滅ぼしたくなったらさ、一緒にやろうよ。僕に協力してくれるなら、君の醜さには我慢するからさ。
Day turn tonight. Taking care not to be spotted, Hiruka and I snuck out of the school. We made our way along the road that led us to the old lab. Along the way, Hiruka began speaking. I discovered the parallel leap machine on my 37th loop. I decided to investigate every corner of this old town and happened upon it by chance. Over the next few loops, I'd go back to when my memories returned and try to learn more about it. On the 49th loop, I more or less knew what it could do and how to operate it. So we still don't know who made it and why it's here. Why were you so determined to find out, though? You probably won't believe me. Don't laugh, alright? Okay? I heard a voice while I was speaking. It said, that machine will be your salvation. Seriously? You said you wouldn't laugh. Sorry, it's just you must have been hearing things, right? She ignored me and carried on walking. I followed after her at a safe distance, feeling like I just poked a hornet's nest. I still can't help but wonder what that machine is doing here in the first place. Someone here must have been researching parallel universes. Somebody who? Researchers, probably. What researchers? How am I supposed to know? Let's just be grateful we have access to such a useful resource. Come on. Like the last time, Hiruka and I dispelled our class armor once we got into the lab. We can't wear leap suits and class armor at the same time, right? We went over this before, yeah. Why do they have that function? Leaping is achieved using cryptoglobin, or rather using its energy waves. Infinite parallel universes out there exist in a space filled with cryptoglobin energy. It surges with constant waves and unpredictable patterns. To leap, we have to harness those waves. It's almost like surfing. We ride the waves in the space to get to our destination. Doing that without protection puts a lot of strain on the body. Yeah, no, I've experienced it myself. You gotta be easy. Serious leap damage can affect the brain and rob you of your memories and your ability to reason. Hey, I'm tougher than I look. Please take this seriously. If you parallel leap 2, maybe 3 more times with exposed skin, your body will eject all of its cryptoglobin. That means no more revivals, you'll die and you'll stay dead. My point is, to avoid leap damage, you have to avoid touching that cryptoglobin energy directly. So that's why the leap suits cover our whole bodies and push it away from us. That's right. Thanks for clearing that up. I have another question though. You said we're going to change history together tonight. What exactly is that going to involve? The same thing as when I went to the Hunt Mystery Timeline on day 5, erasing the GE data from that Takumi's brain. I got everything we need right here on this thumb drive. That's the thing Suri gave you, right? The Cerebral Glitch Repair Program. Yes, the only difference is this time we'll be treating the killer zombie version of you. Let's call him Takumi 2 to make things easier. At this rate, Takumi 2 is going to be a killer. We're going to treat him before he can commit his first murder. But that's not all. We've got something else we need to do in that timeline. What's that? In the version of history I know, Takumi actually kills someone tonight. Who's that? Hiruko 2. In other words, me. What? We have to prevent that murder before we move on to treat him. Wait a minute. I don't remember any time like that. I don't know what to tell you. I'm the one who got killed. I remember it very clearly. Tonight around 11 p.m. I'll be killed by Takumi 2 in the biolab. You probably just haven't recovered those memories yet. Is that why? I guess I did repress a lot of memories that time. Hey Hiruko, what time is it right now? 9:18 p.m. How do you know? My glasses have a certain clock function built into them. The lenses can function as a transparent heads-up display to show me the time whenever I touch them here. It'll be a problem if you can't keep track of the time. Here, you can have this. Your advice? I have another of my own. Just switch it on and it'll display the time. Take it. You said 9:18 p.m.? 9:18 p.m. now. Then we better hurry. Maybe it takes you back to the same point in time. We can't go forward or back. That's true, but we can't go yet. Why? Remember what I told you? They're from a space filled with cryptoglobin energy, so let's call them blood space waves. Anyways, we can only leap when they're at their highest intensity. That's why I like to continue to surfing. Sometimes you just have to wait for a big enough wave to come along. When's that going to be? Take a look at the device I gave you. Between 10:20 and 1:15 a.m. tonight? Yep, we'll only be able to leap during that time. But you said Takumi 2 kills Hiruko at 11 p.m. So even if we leap as soon as the window opens, we only have 40 minutes. That's right, 40 minutes to get it all done. but it just takes half an hour to get back to the school from here. Would you prefer to call a taxi? I know it won't be easy, but we still have to try. While we waited for the blood-spaced waves, Hiruko showed me how to use the machine. Wow, it's a lot more simple than I thought. Everything sounds simple when it's explained to you. I had to put in a lot of work to figure all of this out. It was 10:19 p.m., just 1 minute until we could jump. We would change our leap suits and adjusted the machine settings. Let's go over everything one last time. What timeline are we leaping to? To kill a zombie. And what's our objective? To remove the Gi data from Takumi 2's brain and prevent Hiroku 2's murder. Good, it's time. Let's get started. Oh, fuck. It was the mystery, murder mystery timeline. Mystery timeline. Not murder mystery, it's just one thing. Mystery. Okay, let's do this. So one of them dies in this timeline based on the choices chosen. Okay. Chapter selected soon. Did we do it? Did we leave? Don't just stand there. We need to get going. Hiruko was already on her way outside. I grabbed a fire extinguisher and hurried after her. Shouldn't we take off our leap suits first? I can't remember which loop it is, but when I tried doing it with my regular toe clothes once, it didn't end well. There's two Hirokos, one's a fake. It must be a shape-shifting commander. The capture may shut me in a cage in the courtyard from then to day 100. If you want the same thing to happen to you, I won't stop you. Now pick up the pace. You know we don't have a lot of time. Hiruko took off running. I did the same. We started our journey back to the school. Well, we still had ways to go, so I decided to ask about something. Hey, can you tell me more about what happened between Hiruko 2 and Takumi 2? Started around this time, actually. I couldn't sleep, so I decided to take a walk around the school. That's when Takumi 2 attacked me. The Gi data in his brain must have finally taken over. He chased me into the biolab. He was far stronger than he had any right to be. A Gi can draw out superhuman reserves of strength from its host, after all. He slammed my head on the operating table, and while I was still dazed from that... Well, you get the idea. I never had a chance to fight back. We almost reached the academy. I could see the wall of fire up ahead. Suddenly, Hiruko stopped and picked up something from the ground. Is that a power saw? We'll be needing this. What for? Takumi 2 locked the biolab door behind him when he attacked me. We'll have to break that down to get to him. This is the fastest way to do that. I was starting to get a bad feeling about this. Hold on. I've seen the power saw kill our friends in this timeline. By taking that into school, you're putting them all into danger. That won't happen. We're going to cure Takumi 2 after all. What if we mess it up? We won't. How can you be so sure? Enough talk. You're my servant, aren't you? You said you'd do anything to help, didn't you? I guess, but... Then don't talk back. Just do as you're told. He took off towards the wall, power saw in hand. I followed a few steps behind, tried to keep the panic rising in my chest. Before long, we arrived at the school. I checked the time. It was displayed in the corner of a little window under the front of my helmet. 10:56 p.m. We've only got 4 minutes. We have to hurry. We barreled through the entrance hall and towards the hallway. We kept going through the halls and upstairs. It was all I could do to keep up with her. Soon enough, we reached the second floor. I found myself outside the door to the biolab. Hiruko had gone there before me, of course. I saw the two of them running there just now. Hiruko went in first, Takumi 2 chased after her. He was carrying a kitchen knife, just like I remember. In that case, I was right, the door's locked. Damn it. I pulled up the door myself just in case, but I wouldn't budge. Then I heard a noise from inside the door. That was probably Hiruko 2 getting thrown around. It's already 10:59. This is about, we're almost out of time. Stand back. I barely had enough time to react before Hiruko revved her power saw and charged forward. There was a terrible splintering sound as the door yielded to relentless rotating metal blades. Come on. Following Hiruko's lead, I stepped through the biolab, but I was not ready for what was waiting for me inside. It took me a moment to process what happened. Hiruko got in first, but now... She was crumpled in the corner. A blow from Takumi 2 must have sent her flying. From the sound of that groan, she was going to be out of action for a while. And on the other side of the operating table, it was Hiruko 2. She was on the floor and looked pretty out of it. Both the Hirokos were down for the count. Obviously, only one person could be responsible for this. Takumi 2, in this timeline's version of me. Our eyes met and I froze up. I wasn't used to looking at my own body from the outside. It was such a surreal experience. I just stood there, forgetting even to breathe. But it wasn't long until time finally began to flow again, and I was dragged back to reality. Takumi 2 raised his kitchen knife and dashed towards me. Yuck. Hiruko said timely, but that wasn't the class weapon he was holding. It was more than capable of tearing through the suit and hurting me. He swung wildly, but I did my best to dodge his blows. Obviously, I wasn't going to let myself get killed, especially not by my own doppelganger. But I couldn't keep dodging forever. He was sure to hit me sooner or later. I need a weapon, something I could use to fight back. Just as that thought crossed my mind, my foot brushed against something. I glanced down. It was the power saw. Hiruko must have dropped it when she got knocked over, and it was still running. I ducked down, grabbed it, and swung it to the side. The blade connected with the other meat's knife and sent it flying. That didn't stop him, though. He grabbed at my arm and tried to take the power saw from me. Look, I wasn't about to go down without a fight. I wrenched it and kicked him away in the stomach. He slammed against the wall and fell to the floor, his face contorted in pain. I must have hit him pretty hard. He wouldn't be getting up anytime soon. I took advantage of the lull in the fight to go back and check on Hiroko too. She didn't seem to have any physical injuries, but I had to make sure she was okay. With all that strafing I did around I've been doing, not to mention the run over here, I wasn't exactly feeling at my best. I fought through the fatigue and lumbered over to the sunland Hiroko, but just as I was about to reach her, something slammed into me hard from behind. I staggered a few steps, suddenly off balance. Takumi 2 saw his opportunity and took it. Just as the two of us grappled, we found ourselves near the window. And then, next thing I knew, I was in there with Takumi 2 still clinging to me. He must have tackled me with so much force that sent us right through the window. Shards of glass were all around us, sparkling in the night sky. For one disconnected moment, it actually looked kind of beautiful. And the laws of physics kicked in and we were falling, rocketing towards the ground faster than either of us could deal with. My leap suit must have provided some protection because falling from the second floor didn't hurt nearly as much as it should have. I saw the power saw lying to my side. I grabbed it and got to my feet, looking around for Takumi 2. He was standing nearby, maybe 30 feet away. It looked like he'd just gotten to his feet. He was still swaying unsteadily. Well, I prevented Hiroko 2's murder. There's only one thing left to do in this timeline. We had to treat Takumi 2. I couldn't let him get away now. I tied my grip on the power saw and ran towards him. My double saw me coming and ran. I stayed on his tail and eventually caught him right in front of the wall of fire. I raised the power saw and rubbed it. In the light of the undying flames, the blade glinted ominously. I was going to kill Takumi 2, obviously. I didn't want to hurt him. He may be from an alternate reality, but he was still me after all. So what was I going to do? Just threaten him? If he thought I was out to kill him, maybe he'd come quietly. I decided to go with that. Hefted the power saw again. Wait, something about this doesn't seem right. Haven't I seen this happen before? I could have been distracted for more than 2 seconds, but that's all you needed. Pain flashed across my left leg and my view started to tilt to the side. As I toppled over, everything seemed to slow down. I was found myself thinking I should have seen this coming. Then my downward moment came to an abrupt stop. I felt my head slam against the cold, hard ground. Even with my helmet on, it was a real shock to my system. I was majorly disoriented. I could barely string two coherent thoughts together, let alone come with the plan to fight back. Through more instinct than anything else, I managed to stagger back to my feet. My thoughts were still hazy, but one thing was abundantly clear. I didn't have the power saw anymore, so it must be... Now it's my turn. Drew took over and I ran back to the school as fast as I could. You won't get away. The tables had turned. Now Takumi 2 was after me. Fortunately, he wasn't moving that fast, probably because he was weighed down by the power saw. My vision was back to normal now, but the haze around my thoughts was there. It felt like I was forgetting something important, but I couldn't think that. Before I could figure it out, Takumi 2 made his move. He discarded the power saw, tossing it aside into the bushes. Now that he lined his load, he was a lot faster than before and he was gaining on me. And I were the same person. Of course our running speeds should have been the same, except I had a big clunky leap suit slowing me down. It was only a matter of time before he catches me. I need to find somewhere where I could ditch the suit. I put on a burst of speed, running to school with all my might. I scrambled into hallways and up the stairs. My feet were barely even touching the ground as I fled across the second floor. Finally, I stumbled into the bathroom. I held my breath and listened hard. I could hear footsteps in the hall outside. They got closer than passed by and gradually faded away. So what am I supposed to do now? I still have to get that guy under control somehow. Maybe I could hide and try to get the jump on him? The suit's so hard to move in, though. I won't be able to do anything stealthy in this. It'll be easy for him to turn the tables on me if anything goes wrong, too. The solution to that was obvious enough. I took off my leap suit. Looking around, I found a supply closet and stowed it in there. Okay, I better get going. We need to fix this quick before our window to leap back closes. My first move would be to find Hiroko. She was probably still in the bio lab. I walked toward the bathroom door, but just as I was about to open it. Could they have hidden in the bathroom? Guess I'd better check. Damn it, why do you have to pick up now to think about looking in here? I flew around for escape. There's no point in hiding one of the stalls. I'd get found out right away. In that case, there's only one way out. I ran to the window, opened it. I jumped it out with all the energy I could muster, but something went wrong. Maybe it was the fatigue setting in, but I couldn't control my posture like I wanted to. I fell. Flat on my back, my head hitting the ground with a sickening crunch. I really done this. My conscience was leaving me like smoke, blown away in a strong breeze. Right before it went all dark, I was aware of footsteps nearby, someone saying something. Takumi, are you holding it? Okay, hold on. Are you okay? Stay with me. That was where my memory cut for the day. The next thing I knew, my mind melted away in chaos and confusion. I woke up suddenly. I looked around. I was trying to orient myself. Where am I? Can you tell? It's your room. In the SF timeline, that is. SF. Steady Fundamental. It's the one we started off in. Did you have to carry me here again? Yes, you need to start taking better care of yourself. I'm not your mother, you know. I don't understand. It's like when a child falls asleep in front of the TV and the mother picks him up and puts him in bed. I've basically done the same for you several times now. When she put it like that, I did feel kind of guilty. I shifted uncomfortably and sat up in bed. What happened after I blacked out? Don't worry about it. We fulfilled both of our goals. Right. I figured we'd save Hiruko too. What about the other one? We don't need to worry about Takumi 2's parasite problem. I actually had 2 thumb drives. Nigo gave me an extra one as a spare. I gave it to Hiruko too. I reviewed myself to her and explained everything. Did she already know about the time loop and parallel leaping? No, not every me and every timeline has the same memory. She's only recovered a few fragments so far. It's been hard for her to wrap her head around. We managed to just fine. I should know. She's a past version of me, after all. I know her history very well. I even remember what happened next from when I was her. As Hiruko 2, I injected Takumi 2 with an anesthetic and used the repair program to treat him. Program I got from the thumb drive given to me by Hiruko 1. That was all well and good, but she hadn't seen her for herself this time. That made me uneasy. I took out the device Hiruko gave me. When's the next time the blood space waves surge? Think of leaping back to the killer zombie to check on it? Don't you believe me? It's not like that. Either way, we won't be leaping anytime soon. Look at the screen. 1 to 5 p.m. on day 20? That's right, we won't be able to leap again until then. That's 3 days from now. So we'd be staying put for 3 days. That's just how this works. Do those surges have any kind of pattern? Unfortunately not. Everything from the variation to the wavelength to the regularity is completely random. Same goes for periods where they surge and how long they last. We never really know what we're dealing with until they arrive. We're lucky these devices even allow us to predict the next surge. For now, you'll just have to trust me. So Takumi 2 is really fine now? We don't have to worry about him anymore? That's right. After breakfast, I went back to the roof to think. Our next sleep is on day 20. Okay, I'm pretty sure... Let me check something real quick. So, I kicked him, and that's a slasher route. And that becomes slasher route, slasher zombie route. I decided to go back to my room, then walk around the school and see what everyone else was doing. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream here, but I'm pretty sure that shouldn't create the comedy route, so I think he's still infected. If I remember the slasher route correctly, Hiruko just says something about not being able to save him.